Hello, Michael again from Man Warrior Yoga. Welcome back. Today we have a slow burn type practice for today. We're going to open through the chest, open through the shoulders, but we're going to slow it right down. Now, some people call this a yin class. Basically, we're going to turn down the clock, I suppose, and allow ourselves to listen a little bit more to how we're feeling. Yoga is a lot about the physical practices, but the reason why we do the physical practice, sure, we want to be fit, etc. That's fantastic. You know, maybe you get abs, maybe you don't. That's okay. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But what really we want to take out of this, more than just a physical practice, is the ability to listen to ourselves, listen to our own body, reconnect with our own body. So as we open our chest, we open our shoulders, we find maybe our heart lifts a little bit higher. Maybe our heart opens slightly. Maybe we're slightly more compassionate. Maybe we're slightly more empathetic. Side benefits. Maybe we're nicer to ourselves. Maybe we're kinder to ourselves. Maybe we're not as hard on ourselves. And maybe, consequently, we're nicer to others. We're kinder to others. We're more loving towards others. So that's some of the benefits that can be attributed, that you can find within your yoga, not just a physical practice, but so much more. So let's touch on that today and see if we're going to hold the poses much longer and see if you can keep that inner ear open and listen to what's happening in the body. Listen to how it feels. Listen to what's going on and what reactions, what sensations, what even emotions may even come up. So first we're going to go through to we might even use our block this time. We're going to come through to a child's pose, but using our blocks a little bit stronger, but we're going to hold it also for a little bit longer. So we're popping the block down on the mat. We're going to take our forearms to the block. We're going to sit down onto our heels. We're going to bring the crown of our head inside of the block, and we're just going to allow the chest to open, sink down to the mat. And because we have the block on the mat, we have a little bit more height to allow the shoulders to open as well. So slowly allow the forehead to reach down towards your mat. Not easy to talk with my head's down on the mat. But keep the elbows soft. Allow the shoulders to release. And slowly the chest moves down. Now through these poses, I'm going to talk you through them. But I want you to stay within the pose. So don't jump up every time I jump up to talk about something. Stay in the pose and just experience the pose, even closing the eyes. And notice any sensations. Notice how it feels. So the chest grows heavy. The shoulders slightly relax. The breath begins to slow. Soften the neck. Release the lower back. See if you can find some stillness. Just a little bit of silence. Help you connect back to you. Connect to where you're at today. As we stay in the poses, as we begin to connect, we begin to listen, we also begin to increase our awareness. We get to what's important in our lives. And sometimes maybe we can quieten down all that noise that surrounds us. So slowly rolling back up, rolling those shoulders forward and back a little, releasing those shoulders. We're going to come down all the way down onto the belly. Bring the elbows under the shoulders into our Sphinx pose. Now adjust the feet. We're going to press the tops of the feet into the mat. Our heart pulls through, our chest pulls through the thumbs, and our elbows move back towards the heels. Once again, this can be a strong back bend. So closing the eyes, noticing how it feels. As we begin to open up through the back, open through the chest. Let that heart pull forward just slightly. We may even be able to press into the hands. We want to increase the intensity. If you do, great. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. If we press into the hands here, a little stronger on the lower back. But once again, do what you can do. Don't let go of what you think you should be able to do, where you should be at. Just be where you're at. Be what works for you. If it doesn't work for you, no problem. Maybe it'll work for you tomorrow. But if it doesn't today, that's all right. I haven't given out a lot of gold stars in this practice, and we don't. Because it's your practice. It's about what you need. Not what I'm teaching, but what you need. And hopefully this is what you need today. If that's too intense, bend back to the elbows. Gently drag the elbows back to the hips. We'll stay here for a little bit longer. Even closing the eyes. Just settle into the discomfort. Find a peace within it. Often finding that peace through the breath. We'll slowly release. I'm going to take down onto the side ear, touch the toes together, and just rock the hips out gently. Let the hips go a little bit. Extend the right hand long, and the left hand presses under the shoulder. Lay down onto the right ear, press into the left elbow, lifting the top leg up and over, making sure that right hand is at the shoulder height and the right ear is on the mat. So release the neck. Just feel the right shoulder opening through the pec, through the chest. Slowly release, roll back over through the center. Right hand underneath, left hand extends. Press into the right. Release the head. And open through the left chest, left pec, left shoulder. Good. Just 2 more breaths here. Slowly coming back through center. Bring the hands back. We're going to step our feet towards the front of our mat. And come into a forward fold. Keep the knees a little bit bent. Actually, you may even take the hands around the big toes. The fingers around the big toes. Keep the knees bent. Slowly walk the heels out. Let go of the fleshy parts from underneath the sitting bones. And then slowly on each exhale, extend and soften the chest and round the back. We come into, we want equal amount of opening through the hamstrings as well as the lower back. So we let go of the neck, we extend, we reach, we round the shoulders, we round the back. We just stay here. Letting gravity do the work for us. Trusting the body, but also listening. Listening to what the body has to tell you. The mind has so much to learn from the heart. It continually gets signals from the heart. We think that we're controlled by our mind. Where actually science has shown it's our heart that's guiding us, our heart that's leading us forward. Our mind is just giving a few instructions after being led by the heart. Good. Just 2 more breaths here. Slowly release the ankles, the calves, the knees, the shins. We're going to roll back onto our mat. We're going to use our trusty block again. I'm going to place it onto our mat. Now you may want to place it flat. I'm going to place it up on one edge. I'm going to roll back onto it. Place it along the spine, in between the shoulder blades. And either, I'm going to let my head dangle. Notice my chest completely being open, my neck releasing, and opening through the front body completely. Now that's too strong in the neck. You can move the block a little bit further and support the neck as well. But once again, going with what works, make any adjustments necessary. But then once you've found your space, your pose, then sit into it. Become absolutely still and absolutely silent. And just allow once again, gravity to work. The shoulders fall back toward the mat. Chest lifts, opening through the chest. Closing the eyes and listen. Just listen to what's going on today. Listen to what's going on inside of you. Just 2 more breaths here. Relaxing the shoulders, letting them open. Notice the difference between moving slowly, moving quickly. How it feels different in the body. You're not rushing to the next thing. You're actually just sitting where you are, staying where you are, and listening and becoming aware. Good. Just 2 more breaths. Another 2. Now we're about done. So bring the chin back to the chest very gently. Press the elbows down into your mat. Remove your block and gently roll all the way back. Let the chest settle. Let the neck settle. And we'll slowly bring the right knee to the chest. Give it a squeeze. And then the left. And then both knees. Maybe opposing circles. Take them wide. Open them up. An opposite direction. And we'll gently release the knees. Take the legs long. Allow the hands to open up. Tuck the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin under a little bit. Soften down onto the mat. Close the eyes and spend a couple of minutes here into our final resting pose. Find a peace, find a calm. Allow the body to become heavy and allow yourself to rest for just a couple of minutes. It's so very important. So staying there. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to settle into the mat. And soak up all those benefits that we just drew from the body. We just opened the chest, brought the heart forward, found a little bit of compassion, found a little bit of empathy, getting a little bit closer through that inner jewel. It's like you're this rock, like you're this boulder, and every time you practice, you chip off a little bit of the stone. You slowly chip it off, you slowly wear it away. All the years of inactivity, all the years of being hard on yourself, being tough on others, etc. All the years of that, we slowly use our practice to gently chip it away. And we get closer and closer. There's a diamond inside of you. There's a beacon, there's a shining light. And every time you practice, you take a little bit of that crap, shall we say. Take a little bit of that covering, a little bit of that rock that's covering that light of yours. We take a little bit of it away. We wash it away with the practice. So well done today. You say spend as long as you want in Shavasana, spend as long as you want in the final resting pose. Enjoy it. Build your energy from there because you know you've brought your heart forward. You're filling yourself with light. And once you fill yourself with light, when you fill yourself with a little bit of self-love, it rubs off on others. Collective consciousness. We're all connected, my friend. Thank you for joining me today. I always appreciate and am honored to be of service to you. So keep up the fantastic work. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff you normally do. Loving your work. Until we see you next time on the mat, take care.